Hi, it's Aramori, or my real name is Chastity K, and I am the strategist player for Sentinels Marvel Rivals, and I'm 25 from Michigan.
Hey guys, my name is Crimzo. My real name is William Hernandez. I'm 25 and I'm from Toronto, Canada, and I play Vanguard for Sentinels.
Look at Venom, look at Venom, look at Venom. Miles over.
Alright, I understand it now.
Live this in my bubble, live this in my bubble, live this in my bubble. Come here, heal each other. Come on.
He's gonna eye, he's gonna eye, he's gonna eye.
Cry. Eating it. Holding quick.
I did a bit. We're chilling.
The bug's right close to Kuso. Kuso's right here.
Oh, that's cool. Fuck. Oh, huge ult. I'm in. Whoa.
Oh my god. That's why I'm on contract, boys.
So I originally got into gaming because my dad was super into gaming. Literally by the age of like 3 years old, I had my own computer. We would play like World of Warcraft together, and there's old pictures of me of like when I was in a high chair playing. And then I guess like competitive gaming, like, I don't know, I just kind of fell in love with FPS games and hero shooters and just kind of went from there.
My start in gaming kind of came from my brother. I have an older brother. He kind of introduced me to games, as well as like having like cousins and family members who also love to play games. So they were the ones that kind of introduced me into the whole kind of style of playing games and stuff like that. My first start like competitively, I would say, is like when I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2 back when I was like 12 or 13 years old. And I actually was able to get like rank 1 on the like leaderboard during that time. Back when I was 12 or 13, like that's when I peaked. And now I'm doing this, you know, spend a lot of time in Overwatch, so it's been a very long journey, and I wouldn't change anything about it.
It's happening.
Some of my hobbies growing up were a lot of sports. I love playing baseball. I played in like the kind of like community league. I also participated in lots of kind of like school athletic programs, so like soccer, basketball, pretty much like every sport I played in. And that's probably my biggest hobby outside of gaming for sure.
My biggest hobby besides gaming, well, might still just be gaming, but I actually competed and sang a bunch all through like my school years, and I actually got to travel a bunch because of that. Yeah, so singing, but not as much anymore.
Being a pro gamer always looked like awesome, obviously as someone who plays games.
So I never really played games with the intention of going pro. That was never really my intention. I just kind of played because I liked it. But, you know, Overwatch came out and I found kind of like a really nice community there, and I ended up somehow getting top 500 just by playing. The
first time I really knew about like, you know, people playing games like professionally and being paid for it was definitely like League of Legends, back when I used to play like season 1, season 2. When I first really started like, you know, being kind of professional about it was in like Overwatch. But even back then, it was like when I first played the game, I was like, you know, I thought I was pretty good, but I didn't think I could like be like pro. I didn't think I was like good enough for whatever reason. But I was in the lobbies with all the pros. I was playing against the pros all the time. And then my first kind of start was just getting scouted from like the top 10 in North America. And then they were like, hey, you want to come play? And I was like, sure. And that's kind of how everything started for me.
I played on a lot of all-women teams in Overwatch, especially at the beginning and then towards the end. Honestly, like, you know, we started dating in, what, 2019? And I don't know, is it cheesy to say?
I feel like you've always been pretty competitive, but you've also been kind of scared. Like, you used to play Overwatch and just play quick play and not really play competitive. Yeah. But then like, you've always been very good though. Like, you used to play like WoW a bunch, and you were really high rated in like the PvP over there.
I did.
And then you played Overwatch and you got really high in the PvP there as well, obviously.
I just like owning noobs.
You needed some confidence, but man, you're here now, so yeah.
Yeah. And it might be like kind of cheesy to say, but like we started dating in 2019, and then I feel like I started getting like really, really competitive in like 2020 is when I won like my first tournament. And it's really cheesy to say, but like you really did inspire me.
Rub enough on you?
A little bit, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
My path to pro was kind of interesting. I wanted to get better at Overwatch, so I started playing on, I think I said earlier, like only like women teams because I was really scared. People had been kind of like mean to me in ranked. That was like way back in 2017. Eventually moved to co-ed teams and then competed in basically like this huge open tournament in Overwatch. It's called the Open Division, and I won that, and then moved on to like basically like the semi-pro. Overwatch came out with the like Game Changers equivalent, which is Calling All Heroes, and I played in that for the remainder, so like 2 years or so. I did pretty well in that. Like if you look at my Wikipedia, it's all second places. We fought really, really hard. And like a lot of those games, it was like one fight from like winning the whole tournament, which sucks, but it is what it is. Yeah, I definitely would not be as good as a player as I am without Calling All Heroes. If I hadn't played in it, I definitely would not be on like a Rivals team right now. Like it prepared me for when Rivals came out, and then when Rivals came out, I was ready to pop off, I suppose.
Look behind. Our Stu needs to pull this shit. Nice Stu, good Stu.
No passive, no passive. He's weak after this. Should be okay. Can we kill the Sylas after this? Got her.
We need it back. 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 Out, 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 out.
I'm set up behind them.
Alright, we can push now. Push hard with hello. Push,
We'll be low, we'll be low.
push.
Ult up, walk up.
And back ult soon, okay? Walk.
You just kind of grow into it, get more comfortable, everything becomes easier, and it's intoxicating to compete.
Yes.
It's the best feeling. I love competing. I could not imagine doing anything else. Like sitting at an office job or something like that, that wouldn't be me. But like competing, like in any aspect of life, like it's just so fun. I love it. The first time I really knew about Rivals, I think, was from you, I think. Yeah, I remember playing like the alpha and like trying it out. I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. This Groot guy seems kind of awesome. And then I played him for a couple hours and a couple weeks and a couple months. And I was like, this guy only says I am Groot. And it's kind of pissing me off, but I kind of like it. During that time as well, while the beta, I was kind of working in Overwatch, so I didn't really have the time to commit towards Rivals. But then afterwards, the game like released pretty much. And then, you know, you ended up kind of asking me like, hey, do you want to come like help my team out? Like maybe you can see what you can see here and give us advice.
So like, no, I'm just gonna stay with Overwatch. Like that game doesn't like interest me. I'm like, just come for a block and just see how you feel. I'm like, don't just say no, just come for a block and see how you feel. Mm-hmm. And he showed up and he was like, I have so many, I think we kind of made him mad because he was like, I have so many things I can like share with you guys and make you better.
Like I came in not really knowing much about like the actual game, but obviously I had like loads of experience from Overwatch, and it is very similar. So like during the first couple of weeks and months, I was like mostly just like learning from you guys. Yeah. But then as I got more comfortable, and like during that whole time when I was learning, I was definitely able to help out with like communication wise, how things should work. It was always natural to me. It was just about kind of learning, but that's kind of where I started, and here I am now, you know.
So in August, we play this tournament and we end up winning, like handedly. I don't think we dropped a map at all the entire time.
It's Nightmare, you're champions. Unbelievable. Maybe not so unbelievable having seen the series. No. Nightmare, what a run in this tournament though, Dustin. Undefeated, never dropping a map to anyone.
And that was before you were on the team at all. And,
okay, my bad.
And you, yeah, you were still in Overwatch, but I remember you being like, "Oh, that's so cool." Mm-hmm. And then, you know, game releases, and we played in a couple more tournaments, and then you joined, and
everything went downhill. Yeah.
And then just going downhill since then.
Also, I think it's crazy too that like if you didn't play that ranked game and like weren't communicating, you probably wouldn't have gotten asked to join that team. So
I know.
Important for everybody who wants to join a team. Like, talk and use your voice and let people know how good you are. You know what I mean? It's important, especially as a support, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. My family, I think, supported me for the most part. They didn't really like care too much that I played video games. And then once I told them like, hey, I'm doing this and I'm like making money, and then they actually want me to go out, then like obviously things got like way more serious. And I remember that conversation, they were like, what? What do you mean? But then I had to like explain everything, and for the most part they were like, okay, if that's what you want to do, like, you know, go ahead, right? So they were very supportive. They didn't really push back much on it. I do know that I was very fortunate in that regard. I know it's not the same for many people. But yeah, my parents they've been pretty chill about it. They're just like, hey, making money, playing games, that seems pretty good, let's do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I vividly remember you having like a conversation with your parents when you had to scrim Korea or like China or something. Like one of the teams where it was like gonna be like 5 a.m. for you to scrim. And then when you call, like he's loud, like you're
My parents
really
always
loud.
make fun of me. So I talk a lot when I'm in game. And when I was playing Overwatch, there's a character called Winston, the big monkey. And then I would always be like, Winston, Winston, Winston. And my parents would make fun of me and they'd go, Winnie, 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 Winnie. Because they thought that's what I was saying. Like I was talking about Winnie the Pooh or something, but I'm just calling the hero. Like I always talk a lot. But they always made fun of me, or like just poking fun at me. And I do remember like the first time I had to like fly out of the country, I was like, hey, I'm going to Poland to play in a tournament. I'll see you guys later. And they were like, okay. Have fun, eat some sausages or something. Like,
I don't think my mom really knows what I do. She understands that what we're doing is playing games. I don't think she knows what it is, really. I don't think she understands
maybe she doesn't understand like the scale of it, you know what I mean?
Right. Every time I talk about it, she's like, okay, have fun. Like, no mom, it's my job. But then my dad is like in my Twitch streams all the time, and like, you know, he's constantly supporting. And
he's a big gamer as well, right?
Yeah, so he knows what's going on. It's nice I can like talk to him about team stuff. He's like, oh, how's your team doing? And I can be like, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. Or, you know, we owned in scrims today. And he's like, yay, nice job. What team was it? Like he keeps up, and it's really nice. I feel like now I have less struggles than I had when I was first starting. There was like this like stigma I really had to like fight through. I would be trying for teams and people would be like, wow, I'm like surprised by your comms, or like I would be playing for my team and we'd have somebody come in to fill for somebody else, and you know, they're like a known player in the scene and I'd be talking like normal. And then they tell my coach, oh, I can't believe Aramori called like that. That was like crazy. Like she's so good.
Alpha.
But it's always like a surprise that I like do as well as I do, right? It's like, it's not like a default expectation. It's like, it's lower. When I'm like better than like maybe the average like player that they play with, it's always like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, right? Like,
and it's important to point out too, like if it was anybody else,
Yeah.
it would not be anything. Like it'd be expected, right?
yeah, literally. Now that like I feel like people know my name, I really have not had any of the same problems that I had in Overwatch in Rivals. I remember like in like 2022, I just had like a terrible game where like everybody in the lobby was like dogpiling on me and just being terrible. And he was just like chilling, watching TV or something. And I just came out and I just like cried. And I was like, they were so mean to me. So he's always been super supportive and just, I don't know, everything. But yeah, tough times.
Yeah, I mean, but you pushed through that in 9 years, so. You beat them all up. You shut them all up. Beat up the noobs.
Pushing towards them, throwing them down, getting them their space. There's 4 minutes on this clock. Viking Sentinels with all the bit prepared with the 4-piece.
We are Groot to follow up with Crimzo, bringing everybody together in the group hug. Nectar, the shish kebab coming out.
I think the biggest tournament is definitely like the Ignite series. So there's going to be lots of competition. It's going to be very, very fun.
That's the big one with the 3 mil prize pool for the whole shebang.
The whole series.
Yeah.
Like the whole, like it's like 5-6 tournaments, like spread out. Like the prize pool's like spread out.
And it's all gonna be mine.
Wait a minute, if it's yours, it's mine.
No.
What?
It's mine.
You're kicking me off the team.
Down to one more fight. You know, they may be able to get a portal. Taquito takes out Terra's Wolverine. Delena gonna try with the ult here. Crimzo and Corova find one each. Is this it? Do they get it done? Sentinel amazing with a 2-piece for the win. And Sentinels are your new champions.
My next goal is I want to play on stage. That's something that you've experienced that I have not got to experience, and I know it's gonna be like nothing else. So that's my next goal. That's what I would like.
Aramori on stage.
I guess I just want to say, come support us in Ignite. Marvel Rivals Esports would be really cool if it succeeded. So make sure to watch and like support our journey. It's kind of our job.
Yeah, we're looking to compete in the biggest circuit so far in Marvel Rivals. So all of your support will mean a lot to us. We're a very strong team, and we're looking to kind of get those trophies and bring them back to the org. So
yeah, and the Sentinels community has honestly been one of the most welcoming and like nice communities I've ever been a part of. Like the community's lovely.
Yeah, doing an amazing job, and we appreciate it a lot. And we'll do our best to put on a good showing for you guys.